I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Richie Joplin, Apollo Inesito have the front row. Ryan Warp, Kevin Bruner on the second row. DJ Kenner, Derek Schilling on the third row. Gil Guac and Jason Brooks have the fourth row. Steve Lindner and Kevin Hayes rounding out the top 10. Robert Eggert starting in 11th next to Tim St. Jean in 12th. Mike Burgess in 13th, and Gerald Thanos Poole rounds out the field. Kevin, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the stars. Man, just glad we can help. I'm glad some of what we do does help some folks out. Definitely makes us happy. And thank you again for the stars, buddy. Really appreciate it. The drivers are on track one more time around. They get the 1 to green as they come by Barney the Flagman. Out of turn 2, down the back straightaway, where we're about to see a lot of excitement. And here we go. Pace car dives to pit road. Out of turn 4, here they come. Green flag is in the air. They're down and away at Martinsville. Through 1 and 2, down the back straightaway. So far, so good as they head into turn 3. No problems on track, clean first lap. Richie leads it. You heard Kevin Bruner say he was points racing last week and it bit him. He's one of the drivers in the fight here tonight. He is still within striking distance of Richie, but with just a few more races to go after tonight, man, things are going to get interesting. Look like Steve Lindner got a little deep through 1 and 2. Or he is running a different line than most of the field about midway through. He seems to be coming up and starting to pick the throttle up early. You heard Bruner say they do have a bit of grip on that outside line. Looks like Lindner's trying to utilize that to gain some ground. Top 8 still pretty much nose to tail. Surprisingly, not seeing any damaged rear bumpers yet. Tim St. Jean has had a problem back behind. He is still rolling. We will not see the caution, but he lost a lot of ground. Let's see what happened. There's St. Jean coming through 3 and 4. On the power, the back end just stepping out. Just barely taps that inside wall, gets it rolling again. But man, a huge setback for one of the guys that's been up in the fight all season long. Paulo Inesito in second, still in striking distance, as is Ryan Warp. On the move, back behind is Mike Burgess. Burgess already up 4 spots into 9th. He is closing in on 8th place, Jason Brooks. The lead group starting to separate out just a little bit. With 10 laps in, they're starting to get those tires. They've got grip and they've got speed for the moment, but the tires will start going away very quickly. The flatter the track, the harder it is on the right side tires. It'll be easy to tell who has been conserving and who is not. Derek Schilling has now moved up into 5th. This is turning into one of the most tame Martinsville races we've ever seen. That could change at any moment, especially when the leaders start getting into lap traffic. And Richie Joplin is about a straightaway behind Tim St. Jean. Paulo staying right there with Richie. Richie not able to open up a gap tonight. Ryan Warp currently in 3rd. Kevin Bruner in 4th. Derek Schilling in 5th. DJ losing a little ground in 6th. And caution is out for the first time. Jason Brooks is involved. See what happened with Jason. Coming down the back straightaway toward turn 3 and 4. We talked about a deer pre-race. You move that brake bias back to get into the turn. But 1% too much brake, that's what happens. Kevin Hayes has come to pit road. Steve Lindner also coming in. Looks like Gerald Poole and Tim St. Jean are going to come in as well. They're all going to take fresh tires here in the early going. See if they can make up some ground on track. Does not look like anybody else in this lead pack is going to come in. Kevin, he did kind of have that kind of slide, didn't he? Mike Burgess stayed out. He is now 4 spots into 9th. Robert Eggert stayed out. Now into the top 10. Justin Brooks surprisingly did not come in to get fresh tires. You got to think he flat spotted them. We'll see if it has an impact on the restart. It looks like Gerald Poole and Tim St. Jean may have done fuel only. Steve Lindner and Kevin Hayes took tires. As the lights go out on the pace car, we get set to go back to green. And here we go. Pace car dives to pit road. Here they come out of 4. Green flag flies. Wow. Richie couldn't have timed that any better. That was a perfect restart. Ryan Warp also had a great restart. Gets himself into second. Derek Schilling, who's now up into 4th, was looking under Paulo. Hasn't got the run yet, but keep an eye on Schilling as Paulo goes back underneath Warp. Meanwhile, Richie Joplin putting some distance in. Ryan Warp trying to fight back on the high side. But Paulo finally clears out of 4. Schilling peeks his nose in. Schilling is there. Derek Schilling gets a big run out of turn 2 into 3. Ryan Warp finally slides back into line at 4th before Bruner can get there and take another spot. Mike Burgess has picked up a couple of spots since the restart. Mike already up to 6th under Gil Guak for 5th. Burgess is on the attack tonight. Jason Brooks had a bit of a run on Guak there for a moment, backed out of it. Gerald Poole now closing in, back in 9th. Tim St. Jean now in 10th. The Iceman back to 11th. Kevin, we've tried a little bit of that in the past, and yeah. Derek Schilling sits in 3rd, right behind Paulo. But Richie's still out front, and I guarantee every one of these drivers is aiming for him. Especially those guys 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Derek Schilling, Kevin Bruner, Ryan Warp, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in the points, as well as Mike Burgess, 5th in points, who's been climbing up week in and week out. Every one of these drivers wants somebody to take out Richie. Richie just keeps running away from them. I've suggested they reduce the power in his car, but nobody listens to me. Mike Burgess sits in 6th, now up 7 spots, closing the gap on Bruner. But Mike a bit behind. He's got a lot of ground to make up. Gerald Poole now up 5 spots into 9th. Tim St. Jean in 10th. Kevin Bruner has had a problem. He's slow on the front straightaway, but still rolling. No caution. And Bruner just lost a couple of spots. There's Kevin coming into 3 and 4. And, oh, you could tell he was already loose mid-turn. Managed to straighten the car out and get it out of the racing line. Close call. But he keeps her going. Richie's lead currently 1 second. as Derek Schilling has just taken second place, and Schilling is on the move. Paulo Aniceto still in third, Ryan Warp in fourth, and Mike Burgess now up to fifth place. Boy, Schilling and Burgess on the march tonight. Richie's lead about 1.5 seconds at the moment. He was able to extend his lead while Derek was coming through traffic, but now Derek has his sights set on the leaders. Derek has already pulled a gap on Paulo. Ryan Warp in fourth, Burgess still in fifth, Gil Guanc in sixth, Jason Brooks in seventh, Kevin Bruner in eighth, Gerald Poole in ninth, Tim St. Jean in 10th, the Iceman dropped back to 11th, Stephen Lindner in 12th, Kevin Hayes in 13th, and Robert Eggert rounds out the field. And if this stays green, Richie Joplin will likely catch up very quickly to the back end of the field. Derek Schilling keeping the gap to the leader about even, about 1.6 seconds. Oh, we've got a car around. It's Ryan Warp. No caution yet. Now the caution will fly. And let's see what happened with Ryan. There's Ryan coming down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Just a little too much brake once again. Unfortunately, he's in a position where he just couldn't get it moved in time. And there came the big part of the field. Close call, but a great save by everybody. The top 5 are on pit road. The drivers told me before the race 60, 65 laps on a tank of fuel. So they're all in a bit early. And it looks like the vast majority of the field, everybody is in. This is a big surprise. There's always somebody that stays out to get track position, but not tonight. Now that was definitely an interesting thing to see. Richie Joplin still has the lead. Derek Schilling in second. Paulo Aniceto in third. Gil Guanc in fourth. Mike Burgess in fifth. Gerald Poole now up into sixth. Kevin Bruner in seventh. Tim St. Jean up to eighth. Ryan Warp in ninth. The Iceman now in 10th. Jason Brooks, Steve Lindner, Robert Eggert, and Kevin Hayes rounding out the field. Lights are out as they stack back up for the restart. All right, here we go. Pace car dives to pit road. Richie Joplin in control. Can Schilling stay with him? Here they come out of turn 4 into the restart zone. Green flag. Back in the air, Richie. Whoa, what happened? What in the world went wrong there? Richie Joplin took the green and then immediately pulled over, and Richie is going to pit road. Paulo Inesito now in the lead. Let's see if we can see what happened to Richie on the start. Was there a problem? Looking down from a different angle, Richie on the inside. Green flag flies. He fires and pulls over. I have to think he may have gotten a black flag. That is a gut punch for the points leader. He's back out on track, but he has got a lot of ground to make up. And while Richie is back behind, Derek Schilling in second has a huge opportunity here. Can Schilling pull off the win? He has to get past Paulo, but if he does, that would close the points gap in a big, big way. Kevin Bruner back in sixth. He's going to want to fight his way forward. Ryan Warp is also going to want to stay up close to the front. And caution is out. Looks like Mike Burgess may have had a problem. Let's see if we can see what happened with Mike. There's Mike, who had been marching through the field all night long on the power, out of 4 into the wall. Does a 360 and keeps going, but does look like everything will be all right on that car. Hey, good evening, Reap. How are you? So Paulo Inesito now has the lead, and right before the caution, he did set the fastest lap of the race. Also, Richie Joplin got the wave around. He is back on the lead lap. Things just got even more interesting. And when you have situations like this late in the season, definitely has a dramatic effect on how the season ends. Everybody stacking back up for the restart. Lights are out on the pace car. Here they come down the back straightaway. Pace car dives to pit road. Paulo Inesito in control. You know they're going to be careful on the restart this time. Green flag is back in the air. Holy crap, they held up. And looked like that inside line might have gotten checked up just a bit. Derek Schilling, meanwhile, clears into second. It really, really is, Kevin. Now that you're back racing, buddy, you should apply. Come join them. Ryan Warp still holds on in third. Gil Guac in fourth. St. Jean is now up into fifth. Kevin Bruner in sixth. The Iceman in seventh. Robert Eggert in eighth. Richie Joplin still stuck back in ninth for the moment. We'll keep a close eye on his prod. And caution is out. Ryan Warp around in turn 4. Ryan Warp has towed it to pit road. Let's see what happened. Ryan Warp, one of the championship contenders, heads off into turn 3. And on the brake, it snaps loose. He almost saved it, but slammed that outside wall. And remember, they do not have fast repairs in Motorsports. And Kevin, I'm probably worse, buddy. Hey, good evening, Joey. Brooks is out of the race already. Ryan Warp still sitting on pit road, hoping he can get out. That does shake things up, and that also moves Richie Joplin now up into 8th, with Paulo and Derek out front. Kevin, you're probably right. Paulo Inesito and Derek Schilling on the front row. Gil Guac, Tim St. Jean have the second row. Kevin Bruner and DJ Kenner on the third row. Richie Joplin, Robert Eggert on the fourth. Gerald Poole and Stephen Lindner round out the top 10. Kevin Hayes, the last car in the lead lap, in 11th. Hey, good evening, Brandon. Here we go, out of turn 4. Green flag is back in the air, and Paulo gets away clean. Side by side out of turn 2, but the top 3 go single file quickly. And here comes Richie fighting up through the field, gets to the inside on DJ. Richie now back up into 6th as he continues to march his way to the front. Paulo Inesito trying to open up a lead here over Derek. Tim St. Jean, who started back in 12th, is already up to 4th, despite having a problem earlier on. We had dirt racing last night, Brandon. Caution is out. Tim St. Jean involved. And it looks like he is not alone. Robert Eggert got involved. Let's see what happened between those two. Down into 3 and 4. Oh, Richie may have gone into Tim's bumper. Almost everybody managed to avoid him except Eggert. Let's take a look down from the blimp, see if there was any contact. Oh, no, Richie drove in there. Tim just got out of the throttle at a different point. Richie runs right into his bumper. Now, we did mention before the race, no rear bumper would be the same again. Well, he definitely did for the moment, Kevin. We'll see how it plays out. Ryan Warp is still sitting on pit road. Kevin Hayes on his way back out. I think Ryan will definitely come back out just to get points. He's currently 4th in points coming into tonight, but very close with Mike Burgess. And also very close to Kevin Bruner and Derek Schilling. So he has to get every point he can here tonight. Especially with Richie having some problems tonight. Man, all these guys in the top 5 in points, they've got to get up here and get everything they can tonight. Pace car is in. Hollow in control. Green flag is back in the air. Ryan Warp still has 6 minutes of repairs. Gil Guac on the move under Bruner. Guac is gonna clear into 3rd as they go into 1 and 2. Richie underneath Bruner for 4th. And the Iceman is now up to 6th. And Tim St. Jean has had another problem back behind. Does not look like we will have a caution. Oh! Looks like Eggert just barely tapped him and sent him hard to the wall. He towed it in. Man, a rough night for Tim. Early in this race, Tim St. Jean was on the march, but man, the night went completely wrong for him. Exactly what I was thinking, Kevin. Wow. Paulo and Derek out front. They have opened up a gap on 3rd place. Gil Guac. Richie Joplin sits in 4th. Kevin Bruner right behind him in 5th. DJ Kenner, Robert Eggert, Gerald Poole. And caution is out. Problems in 3 and 4. Looked like Gil Guac was backed into the wall. There's Gil coming down into 3 and 4. Richie looks to the inside. Oh, Gil just gets hard on the brakes and slides it up. Backs it into the wall. Does get it down and going. And it does look like damage will be minimal. Martinsville is one of those few tracks that, man, if it starts to go wrong, everything goes wrong, and this track will just take your heart. Now Richie Joplin is back up in the top 3. Paulo in first, Derek in second, Richie in third. Kevin Bruner now has 4, DJ Kenner in 5th. Robert Eggert in 6th, Gerald Poole in 7th, Gil Guac 8th, Steve Lindner in 9th, Kevin Hayes in 10th. Mike Burgess, who charged forward earlier, had a couple of problems. He's now back to 11th. But who knows, we could see him back up front before long. Lights are out on the pace car. They stack back up for the restart. Paulo Aniceto in control of the restart. I have noticed since we saw Richie go to pit road for apparently a penalty, the restarts have been a lot slower and a lot tighter. And here we go. Green flag back in the air. Paulo got away like a bullet, as did Richie into third. Schilling slips back to fourth. Bruner now up into third. Gerald Poole also on the move, currently in 7th. And there you go. Gerald Poole now to 6th place after wearing down Robert Eggert. Mike Burgess trying to make something happen. Burgess now back up into 9th. He is one you definitely don't want to count out here. He has been one of the fastest cars all night. But so has our current leader, Paulo Aniceto. Richie Joplin in second, actually losing ground to Paulo. He was, till I said something. Kevin Bruner in third, about 6/10 back. Derek on his back bumper. Ryan Warp is headed back out on track. Tim St. Jean still on pit road getting repairs. Hopefully we see him back out soon. Well, you know, when he had the wreck, the hood came loose. At least they got that fixed. We'll see if he has the pace. He's a lot of laps down, but you never know what can happen. Last night at Bristol was definitely the definition of you never know what could happen. Richie Joplin in second, staying within striking distance. Kevin Bruner has pulled back up in third, bringing Schilling with him. DJ Kenner not far behind in fifth. As Gerald starts to lose ground, Robert Eggert takes seventh. Kevin Hayes slips by to take eighth. Gerald back into ninth, with Mike Burgess right there with him. Paulo definitely making an effort on corner entry to set up a little bit lower as he gets near the corner, closing the door on Richie. Richie won't be able to dive bomb in. Kevin, I don't script anything. I have a few notes I write down before the race, and that's it. Kevin Bruner in third, right on Richie's tail again. And Derek Schilling is in a really good place. We haven't ridden along with the driver yet tonight. So let's take a couple of laps on board with Derek Schilling down through 3 and 4. You see him stalling at the wheel. Back down into turns 1 and 2, being careful not to touch the curbing on the inside. That can end your night really quick, that curb. Back down into turns 3 and 4. On the power, they're definitely able to drive fairly deep past the start-finish line, but as the tires wear and as time goes on, that braking point will scoot further and further back. And it does appear a lot of the drivers are kissing the wall on corner exit. I'm willing to bet, we mentioned before the race that nobody's rear bumper would be safe tonight. They would all come home damaged. I'm willing to bet the same is true of that right rear fender. Most of these drivers I've seen scrape the wall at least once. Paulo probably has the cleanest car right now. Coming to 50 laps to go. They will need one more pit stop according to our numbers. Oh, Richie and Paulo battle it out of 4. Paulo held him off. Looked like there may have been a little contact. Paulo continuing to hold him off for the moment. Everybody is within the fuel window. They can go the distance from here, but I'm willing to bet most of them are going to wait and see if the caution flies. They're going to run them until they run out. Hey, Tim, how soon are you going to be back out, buddy? And you definitely had a rough night tonight. Tim St. Jean is officially out of the race now, so he won't be coming back out on track. That does move Ryan Warp back up into 12th. That's likely as high as he's going to get. Whoa, big wreck, front stretch, caution is out. The leader's involved. Tim, I hate to hear that, buddy. Everybody is coming in for stops. There's Paulo out front. Richie right on his bumper. Richie right in his bumper. Paulo does a 360. Kevin Bruner slips by. Everybody recovers and keeps going, but that's a setback. Richie Joplin hitting his pit stall. Almost everybody is in except for Ryan Warp. And Kevin Bruner comes off pit road with the lead. Ryan Warp has gone to pit road. Okay, I am not sure if Kevin Bruner got a penalty or what just happened. Bruner is dropping back. He has to have gotten a penalty. Oh man. He is going to pit road after he had just taken the lead. But now Derek Schilling will start out front with Richie on his side. DJ Kenner, Paulo Anacito right behind. Jeff could very well be. That was kind of weird. I mean, he was dropping to the tail end before he went to pit road. So I don't know. Hopefully we'll get an update here in a bit. Pace car dives in. Green flag back in the air. Schilling clears the pack. Now remember, Schilling came into tonight second in points behind the guy sitting right on his bumper, Richie Joplin. The Iceman is now up into third, Gil Guac in fourth, and Paulo Anacito after that caution now back to fifth. Steve Lindner currently in sixth. And here comes Kevin Hayes. Almost got the run on Lindner there. Now he's going to look low. Can't get in. Something tells me. Oh, Schilling gets loose. Gets a tap from Richie. Caution is out. And despite the earlier penalty, and going a lap down, Richie Joplin just reclaimed the lead. Looks like in addition to Derek Schilling, Paulo Anacito and DJ Kenner had a problem. Let's see what happened. Now we saw Derek head off into turn one and just gets loose. We've seen that so many times tonight. And back behind, DJ Kenner just ahead. Oh, DJ checked up. Gil Guac got into him, sent him to the wall. Paulo got a little bit of it as well. That did shake things up just a bit, especially with a couple of drivers coming to pit road. Now Steve Lindner has the lead over Kevin Hayes in second. Paulo Anacito now to third. Gerald Poole in fourth. Robert Eggert in fifth. That is one of those incidents that just shakes everything up. Still have a few drivers coming and going from pit road, but it looks like Kevin Bruner will be in 6th, Derek Schilling in 7th, Gil Guac in 8th, Richie Joplin back to 9th, and the Iceman in 10th. I'm willing to bet Richie came to pit road for repairs. He had just been in, so he didn't need fuel or tires, but he did hit Derek Schilling pretty hard on the right front. Likely took some damage. Derek Schilling comes off pit road in 7th, ahead of Richie at the moment. And Steve Lindner out front for the first time tonight. He is in control. Here they come, out of turn 4. Green flag is in the air again. Kevin Hayes losing ground up on the high side. Looked like he just couldn't get the car to turn, and now he's lost several spots. Meanwhile, up front, Paulo's already peeking in on Steve. He has the nose in out of 4. And Paulo Anacito reclaims the lead. I have no idea I do know what's happening here. These 3 drivers are in for incident points, having to do a drive-through penalty. They're on their way out as DJ Kenner, Richie Joplin, and Gil Guac. And that is huge for Derek Schilling, who's now moved up into 4th because Richie drops back to 11th. And just over 30 laps to go, Paulo has opened up a 1 1/4 second lead on Steven Lindner. Robert Eggert and Derek Schilling back behind. DJ Kenner not on the lead lap as they come through 1 and 2. Folks, don't forget, stick around after the broadcast. The Unicorn will be trucking. You definitely don't want to miss out on that and have a few laughs. And we're going to try and swap over live so you guys just see a blink and then she's on. Jeff, that was a lot of... I want to say it's 25, but it might be 20 incident points and you get a penalty. I don't have the note right in front of me. My apologies. Jeff, I think Martinsville in general is a wreck waiting to happen, buddy. Derek Schilling has moved into 3rd and is closing in on Steven Lindner. Richie Joplin has gotten past the other lap cars, moving up into 9th. Hey, Tim, thank you so much for the stars, buddy. Although I am a bit heartbroken, for a while there, Tim, it looked like I was going to be talking to you after the race. Derek Schilling is now taking 2nd place with 9th place Richie Joplin right behind him. Steven Lindner now in 3rd. Robert Eggert up 7 spots into 4th. Kevin Bruner in 5th. Just looking at the point situation, Derek Schilling in 2nd. Richie Joplin in ninth. Richie Joplin was the points leader coming into tonight, but he is back in ninth. Derek Schilling, Kevin Bruner, both ahead of him. This is definitely going to change up the way this season plays out. Paulo's lead continuing to grow now, 2.7 seconds. That car has taken a bit of a beating, but you got to hand it to him. He got turned around, dropped back, fought his way back to the front, and is now just checked out. He wants this race to stay green from here. Derek Schilling about 2.5 seconds back in second with Richie on his bumper. A lap down in ninth. Stephen Lindner currently in third. Robert Eggert in fourth. Kevin Bruner in fifth. Lindner gets the wall. He has a big problem. Lindner is just, I think he overshot 3 and 4. He has dropped all the way back to 5th. Paulo Aniceto out front has extended his lead now to 3.5 seconds over Schilling. Gerald Poole still up. He's currently in 8th, up 6 spots from where he started. Despite having a couple of issues tonight, he's managed to come back well. And it's worth noting the biggest mover of the night at the moment is third place, Robert Eggert. Robert started in 11th, fought his way to third. Can he hold Bruner off, though, for 18 more laps? Caution is out, and it was second place, Derek Schilling. There's Derek. Coming through 1 and 2 on the power, out of 2, snaps loose, manages to get it down to the bottom of the track before impacting everybody back behind, but he lost so much ground. Derek slips all the way back to 6th place, and Richie Joplin gets waved back to the lead lap. The one driver that did not want to see this, Paulo Aniceto. He had well over a 3.5 second lead. Robert Eggert now in second, moving Kevin Bruner up to third. Mike Burgess continues his march forward, now up into 4th. Now Burgess up 9 spots. Kevin Hayes now in 5th. Steve Lindner in 6th. Derek Schilling and Richie Joplin both on pit road. Both drivers likely going to get fresh tires and see what they can do. If Paulo can hold on a little while longer, this would be his first ever home motorsports win. I do believe it would be Robert Eggert's first win as well. So a lot of drivers up here in the top 5 looking for that first win here tonight. As here we go, pace car is in. Here they come out of turn 4 into the zone. Green flag is back in the air. Paulo away like a shot again. And Kevin Bruner quickly gets to the bottom. He's going to take second. Eggert back to third. Mike Burgess, Kevin Hayes battling for fourth. Hayes has the inside line. Schilling has come back to pit road. Gerald Poole now looking underneath Burgess into 3. A little bump. Gerald is around. And the caution will fly again. Let's take a closer look at what happened with Gerald. There he is coming down the back straightaway. Gets underneath Burgess. But he was trying to hold it down. Tapped the brakes and it sent him around. You got to hand it to him though. He did everything he could to not wreck Mike. Mike still holds on in 5th. Gerald drops back into 8th. Derek Schilling back in 9th. Jeff, the 96 currently up to 6. How much further can he go? It's going to be less than 10 to go. When the green flag drops, Richie's got a lot of work to do. With Paul Macedo, Kevin Bruner, and Robert Eggert, the top 3, they are going to be tough to pass. All 3 drivers want a good finish here tonight. All 3 for different reasons. Paulo just wants to get his first win in home motorsports. Kevin Bruner wants back in the championship fight and to close the gap on Richie. And Robert Eggert just needs a good season to turn his, or a good run rather, to turn his season around and make his way back up the points. Eggert came into tonight 8th in points, just 12 points behind Steven Lindner. And as close as the points are from 2nd to 10th, a good run here. Man, it could change the end of the season for a lot of drivers. Here we go. Pace car is going to pit road. Paulo in control. Green flag back in the air, and Paulo again away. Looked like Kevin Bruner was slow off the line, but he will hold on to 2nd for the moment. Eggert fights back on the bottom. There's a crash behind, caution. And this looks like a big incident. Kevin Hayes, Steven Lindner, Derek Schilling, Gil Guak, Mike Burgess, Ryan Warp, and Richie Joplin all involved. Start with Kevin Hayes. Up on the high side, gets loose. Right in front of Richie, turns Burgess up the wall. Richie Joplin got caught in this and had quite a tumble, literally. As soon as he hit, he went flipping end over end, but he does stick the landing and gets it rolling again. Mike Burgess and Kevin Hayes towed her in. And once again, the field gets shaken up. The top three still remain Paulo Inesito, Kevin Bruner, and Robert Eggert. Gerald Poole came through it clean. He is in fourth. Richie Joplin is in fifth. That car has to be hurting. I'm going to guess the car is likely going to be down on power, but he's going to try and stick it out for the points. DJ Kenner now in sixth. Gil Guac in seventh. Derek Schilling in eighth. Stephen Lindner, Kevin Hayes, Mike Burgess, all on pit road at the moment. Remember, Home Motorsports, no fast repairs. So they are having to sit on pit road, let their crew bang it out. As here we go with the restart. And we're going to have 2 laps to go here in Martinsville. Here we go. Green flag is in the air, 2 to go at Martinsville. And once again, Paulo shoots out to the lead. Kevin Bruner holds on to second. Eggert's battling with Thanos for third at the moment. Paulo Inesito will take the white flag one more time around. Does look like it's going to be tough to get to him. He goes a little bit wide. Bruner closes the gap. Kevin sends it deep into 3 and 4, gets to the bumper. It's not going to be enough. Paulo Inesito wins at Martinsville. Kevin Bruner coming home in second. Robert Eggert finishes in third. Gerald Poole holds on for fourth. Richie manages to come home in fifth. But Richie likely to take a big hit in the points tonight. Let's start by talking to Kevin Bruner, who came home in second. Kevin, that was an eventful race, but I have to say that last lap attempt going into turn 3, that was pretty impressive, and I thought for a second you'd pull it off.
Yeah, I thought about getting to his bumper and moving him, but a big picture race there.
It definitely was, and at some points it looked like it was going to be a really big night for you as far as points were concerned. Richie kept going a lap down.
Yeah, he'd dig a hole, and then somehow somebody'd give him a rope or a ladder, and he'd climb out.
Yeah, people got to stop throwing him ropes. Still an awesome night. Is going to put you back, I do believe, second in points, and the gap closed a bit.
That's what I came here to do.
Well, you definitely got it done. A heck of a job, and a heck of a job bringing that car home clean tonight. Congratulations.
Thanks, Doug. It was a fun race.
And our winner, Paulo Inesito. Paulo, you got bumped, pushed, slammed, I think about everything tonight. That car's got damage all the way around, but it's in victory lane tonight.
Yeah, not sure how in the hell I pulled it off, but finally did it.
Man, it's been a while since I've seen you in victory lane, so it's awesome to see you back there. And, man, it was a wild, wild night for you.
Yeah, a lot of excitement, and definitely going to have a slight hangover tomorrow, I guess. You got to celebrate this one.
Yeah, you definitely do, but man, you definitely earned it tonight. I know you hated seeing that last couple of cautions. You had a 3.5-second lead at one point.
Yeah, I was really worried that I was going to give this one away because of those late cautions, but worked out, and good stuff. Awesome.
Man, great job. Great to see you back in victory lane. Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, Doug. Thanks again.
Paulo Aniceto is celebrating tonight, and you heard him. He's going to be hungover tomorrow. It was an awesome night of racing, a very bumpy night of racing. And Richie, oh yes, we caught your flip, buddy. Kind of hard to miss that one. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget, we're going to have the unicorn here in just a moment. You guys definitely want to stick around. If you get bumped, come back, watch her truck, laugh, have a good laugh. And by the way, she loves it when you guys tell her dad jokes. So make sure you tell a lot of dad jokes in the comments. All right, folks, here we go. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you stick around or come back, and we'll see you soon. Have a good one, everybody.